Today in our conference program will be Nava ELMI. She's the founder and the lawyer, Nava ELMI, Canadian Immigration. This is a law firm.
Hello, Marina. Hello, everyone.
Oh, hi. Pleasure to meet you. Yes.
So let me know when you want me to start the presentation.
Yeah, you can do the presentation as well. I have some question to you. So, but maybe you can do the presentation, then I will come up with the question.
Amazing. So hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, Bosco, for organizing this beautiful webinar and for Marina to be a moderator today. So I'm going to share my screen. Marina, if you can just confirm that you are seeing it. So we are an immigration law firm, a Canadian immigration law firm based in Toronto, and we specialize mostly on business immigration. So today's discussion will be about how someone who wants to open a business in Canada can immigrate to Canada. So the name of the law firm is Nava ELMI Canadian Immigration Law Firm. We are based in Toronto. Toronto is in the province of Ontario, and Ontario in Canada is the province that welcomes the most immigrants. Just to give you an idea, Ontario is the size of France and Spain united. So just one province by itself gives you an idea of how big Canada is. And Canada is a new country. So there is a land of opportunities here. Just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I'm originally from France, born and raised in Paris. And my parents are both Persians, they are Iranians. And I immigrated from France to Canada 10 years ago. So I am an immigrant myself, and I am an entrepreneur myself, and we specialize in bringing entrepreneurs to Canada. So today is truly an overview, a quick overview with the time that we have. Let's not forget that Canada has about 100 different immigration programs. And today will be just about talking briefly about the main business immigration programs that you have in Canada. At the end of the day, like anything else that is related to law, it's truly a case-by-case scenario. We need to discuss every single case with the applicant. So let me tell you a little bit about the general requirements when we talk about an entrepreneur who wants to come to Canada. So first, we will look at the management experience. Are you an owner? Are you a senior manager? How many years of experience do you have managing a business, managing, supervising people? Business requires money. How much money do you have? How much money do you have on a corporate bank account, on a personal bank account? How much money do you have in total? What is your net worth? This is key information for any strategy that we will want to implement moving forward. Sometimes one goes like that, and then the other one goes like that, and we need to make it merge to make sense for immigration purposes as well as for your business. The core of business immigration is, what is your business about? So sometimes we have clients who have a base of an idea, but that's all it is. They have not done any market research. They don't know where in Canada they want to settle. They don't know what they will need for such business. So we truly help them decide what business concept makes sense based on the need of Canada and based on the need of the province they want to settle. And of course, based on their background. We do find the location. Don't forget how big Canada is, depending on your preferences as well as the type of business you will do. We will do market research in order to understand where your business should be located. And then we will reach to our network of real estate, of brokers, in order to actually find you the physical location. So it could be a warehouse, it could be an office, depending again on what the business needs. Then we will also do the business plan. Business plan is crucial, is one of the first documents that we provide on top of the application. We also help with the incorporation of the company. Incorporation means registering your company in Canada. And of course, the core of our business is immigration. Now, I'm going to give you an overview of the programs. And the first program that we're going to discuss is opening a branch. Opening a branch in Canada, it means that you already have a company, a successful company back home. No matter where in the world, you have a company that has employees, that generate sales, that generate profits. Just as a rule of thumb, when we talk about profit, ideally we want to see a minimum profit of 100,000 Canadian dollars per year. So this is the core, the base of the conditions that you need in order to even think about opening a branch in Canada. And because we want to show past success in your company, we advise that the company back home be existing for at least the past 3 years. So as any business immigration, we are going to look at your finances. So this program, opening a branch, legally, there is nowhere in the law that says that you need to have a minimum net worth or a minimum investment. However, in practice, if you want to build a strong application, we advise clients to demonstrate at least 400,000 Canadian dollars. So all the amounts that I'm mentioning today are in Canadian dollars. So net worth, when we talk about net worth, we truly include the cash in your bank account plus your properties. So this should be minimum 400,000. Then let's look at the investment. How much investment do you need to make into your Canadian branch in order to be successful in Canada? It's at least 200,000. Okay. The numbers will depend on the type of business you will want to settle in Canada. If you settle a manufacturing company, it's going to be in the millions of dollars. If you settle a consulting company where you only need a virtual office and a computer, that's going to be a much lower range of investment. So when you open a branch, what do you actually get? You will obtain a 1-year work permit to start with. However, that work permit is renewable. And then how long does it take to actually obtain that work permit? The time for any application in Canada depends on where you're applying from. So if you are in Europe, if you are in Russia, if you are in the Middle East, time will differ, will not be the same. However, if you want an approximate, usually it takes currently between 6 to 8 months. So by the way, this PowerPoint will be shared with all the attendees at the end of the conference. So you do not need to necessarily take notes or remember everything by heart, okay? I have to be very quick today, and I'm going to go through one program after the other. The other immigration program is actually just opening a new business or buying an existing business in Canada. So this is also a program that is very attractive to a lot of applicants because not everyone is actually having already a business back home that they can base themselves to open a branch. So some people want to open a new business, or they are interested by buying an existing business that wants to sell in Canada. And when we talk about buying a business or opening a new business, it can also be a franchise. And the value of the franchise people who do not necessarily know what it is, it's, for example, if you want to open another McDonald's, this will be a franchise. So the value of the franchise is that you already have a frame. You already know who are your suppliers, who are your distributors, how the marketing works, how much sales and profits you're going to get out of it, etc., etc. So all the provinces in Canada have that type of programs. Now, most people, they know about Ontario and about British Columbia because these are the provinces that welcome most of the immigrants. Ontario is the key province where most of the things are happening. British Columbia is very close to Ontario as well, business-wise, but they are completely at the opposite location-wise. One is in east, one is in west. So I'm going to talk mostly about Ontario and British Columbia, but truly the programs, the processes are pretty much the same for all the provinces. So for this type of application, if you go through a province, you first start with a business concept. You need to demonstrate to the province what is it that you are going to do in Canada. So the business concept is a summary of a business plan. Then you need to wait until you are selected by the province. And the selection is based on different criteria, such as where are you going to locate your company? How many employees are you going to hire? How much is going to be your investment, etc., etc. Once you are selected, we submit a full application to the province. Then we prepare you for an interview with the province. So the interviews right now are online. And after the interview, we are going to apply for a 2 years work permit. That 2 years work permit will allow you to actually put in place what you say you're going to do in your business plan. You're going to come to Canada, you're going to open your business, you're going to operate your business for 2 years. And after 2 years, the province will say, amazing, you have started your business, you have created a few jobs, you have made your investment. Now we are going to support your permanent residency application. And only then after 2 years, we can submit your permanent residency application for yourself, for your spouse, and for your children who are under 22 years old. So you need to have management experience. You cannot be a simple employee and want tomorrow to open a business under this program. You need to have experience in that same industry. And you need to be ready to open and to manage that business yourself and not someone else. So it means that you need to stay most of the time in Canada, and you need to have minimum of English. When we talk about money and about investment, how much are we actually talking about? In Ontario, the minimum net worth is $400,000. And I emphasize on the fact that is minimum. So ideally, you should have even more than that. Now, what is the investment? So out of the $400,000, half of it needs to go into your investment into your own business. For BC, British Columbia, the minimum net worth is $600,000 and the investment is the same, $200,000. So just to be clear, it's not an additional investment. So it's $200,000 out of $400,000. You get a 2 years work permit and we can apply for permanent residency after 2 years. It usually takes between 8 to 12 months to get to Canada on a work permit. So now there is another application program that is for people who have a unique service or a unique product or something that brings a unique process in it. and it's called significant benefit work permit. So let me give you an example. For example, we open French bakeries. So it's something that is unique in Canada. You don't see it everywhere. You are bringing a knowledge of how bread is being made in France to Canadians. It could be we open an ice cream shop. We open a construction company that actually brought a specific tool that allows carpet to stick together. We open a music center. So truly, that's a type of application that is very flexible because there is no specific definition of what actually significant benefit truly means. So let's look at the business in Canada. You must have something unique that will bring significant economic, social, or cultural benefits to Canada. You must create jobs, and you must already, ideally, if you want to build a strong application, you must be a leader in that field already in your home country. We're talking about a net worth of approximately $400,000 and a minimum investment of $200,000. So you can see so far that all the programs are pretty much in the same investment range. You will get a 1 to 2 years work permit that can be renewable. Until then, we will apply for permanent residency. It takes approximately 6 to 8 months to obtain your work permit. There are specific immigration programs for people who are leaders as an artist or as a sport people. The value of this program is that it leads directly to permanent residency. So we build the application and we submit a permanent residency application at the opposite of the other immigration programs that we just spoke about that first start with a work permit. You come to Canada, you manage the business, and after 2 years, we apply for permanent residency. But this program, if you are already a leader at the national level or at the international level in the field of art or in the field of sport, that could be a very valuable program to consider. And your goal should be to also want to come to Canada and open a business that is related to art or to sport. So, but the value of it is that there is no upfront investment. We do a business plan. We say what you are going to do in Canada once you have permanent residency. So just to give you an idea, who are we talking about? We're talking about musicians, singers, dancers, choreographers, designers, filmmakers, music directors, coaches, athletes. All of these leaders can be included into that type of applications. So it's not, in order to be a leader, you cannot be painting after work. It has to be your full-time job. You cannot be playing soccer for 2 hours per week. It has to be your full-time job. Minimum net worth, we're talking about 50,000 Canadian dollars. And your investment in Canada will depend on your business. What is your business about? What is the business plan going to reflect? And you will need to demonstrate that you have enough money to pay for the operating expenses of your business. The downside is that it takes 3 years. So for a lot of our clients, they don't mind it because they continue their lives in their home countries and they come to Canada after 3 years with permanent residency. Another immigration program that works very well and has a lot of success is the startup visa program that is mainly concentrating on technology businesses. So you need to have a technology business that brings some type of innovation into it, and a business that will create jobs for Canadians. So our firm has a team of business consultants as well as technology consultants that help our clients with the business concept, with the innovation, to make sure how innovative is your idea, how doable is your business in Canada, and how much money is your business gonna cost you. The value of it is that it's a permanent residency application. The other advantages is that aside from the fact that it gives you permanent residency right away, is that while it takes approximately 2 to 3 years to be processed, you may be able to apply for a work permit to come sooner in Canada and open your startup in Canada. So that is also, it demonstrates how flexible this program is for applicants. The other true value of it is also that you can have up to 5 co-founders in a startup. So it means that you divide the work and you divide the cost between your co-founders. You also work with mentors. So our team of business consultants and technology consultants will mentor you from the beginning to the end. And you're also going to work with a Canadian investor that will provide you with office, that will provide you with business strategy, that will open their network in Canada. The other key point is that you do not have to actually generate profits. You need to demonstrate that you are actually working on your business, but nowhere in the law it says that your startup needs to generate profits. What are we talking about with regards to the money? Net worth, we are looking at applicants who have at least 300,000 Canadian dollars. Again, for all the applications, when we talk about net worth, it's different from the investment. The net worth is just to demonstrate that you have the financial capacity to do that business. And the investment is actually the money that you will need to invest into your business. In this startup program, we advise to invest at least 150,000 Canadian dollars per startup. So again, the fees are being divided between the applicants. There are some disadvantages to the program, depending for who. The disadvantage is that you need to actually work on your startup. It's not something that you can just rely on your mentors or on your investors to do for you. You need to demonstrate to Canadian immigration that you are doing your marketing, that you have hired some Canadians, that you are doing some research and development until you reach permanent residency. So again, none of the business immigration programs in Canada are passive investments. You need to be involved into your business. And as I mentioned, it takes approximately 3 years to get permanent residency as of today. Now I'm going to talk about citizenship. Most of the applicants are looking for the passport. So when we talk about setting up the strategy, we set up the strategy not only for the work permit or for permanent residency. We set up the strategy until the end, which is the passport. So the overall path to get the passport in Canada is you start with a work permit. Then after 2 years, we apply for permanent residency. And after 3 years, we apply for passport. So in total, it takes approximately 5 years from your first entry to Canada to obtain the passport. And don't forget that you need to at least be in Canada for 3 years from the time approximately 3 years until you are eligible to apply for the passport. So these 3 years do not need to be continuous. You can come and go, but at the end of the day, you need to demonstrate to immigration that you have spent 3 years in Canada in total. I hope that I was able to be on time, Bosco. I try my best to give you an overview. Our firm is a Canadian immigration law firm. We only concentrate on Canadian immigration. We do all types of immigrations, not just business, but I especially concentrate on business immigration. It means for entrepreneurs who want to set up a business in Canada. So I put my contacts here. The best way to reach us is truly by email. So Marina, I'm all yours.
Yes, you're at the time. I do have a question to you. Actually, I have a lot of questions, but I will tell you the one which is very, very much, hot now. Everybody is asking. So they're asking about the new program for Ukrainian people. So can you tell about it? Because I'm sure you know about it.
So Ukrainian peoples, it's completely different from entrepreneurs. Ukrainian people do not need to, so it has nothing to do with the subject of this presentation today, but they are actually, Canada has completely opened their doors to Ukrainians. There is no even limitation to how many people can apply for Ukraine. And if you go on immigration website, everything is actually explained very thoroughly and easy for everyone to understand how they can apply to get to Canada. So you don't really need a lawyer to help you with that.
So there is another question also. What is the condition for starting business in Canada for non-citizens? But you already replied to this question. So it was very clear to the point, but the also, like the questions coming and coming, but most of them really about the Ukrainians. So I can read now that there's 3 or 4 questions similar to it. So they are asking advantages and disadvantages to be immigrate as Ukrainian to Canada. So, I mean, I have just read it in the news that the Canada arranged the work for the Ukrainian, right? They give them opportunity to leave, and but the programs are changed. Maybe I don't know. It was in April or May. What
Canada has been amazing with helping Ukrainians, and this has not been seen throughout. I don't believe any other country has done as much as Canada has done for Ukrainians. So again, Ukrainians, you have everything at your fingerprints. You need to go on Immigration Canada website and read everything that there is. Every single, the federal government as well as the provinces have specific programs where they can match you with work, so with employment, and they can facilitate your immigration. I see a few questions that are actually related to business immigration. So one of them is, does it matter which country the applicant is from in terms of chances to be approved? So in reality, it does, but the law is supposed to be the same for everybody. But if you compare someone who is from France, from someone who is in Africa, the degree of scrutiny that your file will have is completely different. And the reason is because some of the programs that are federal, you need to demonstrate that you are only coming here for a short amount of time, so for 1 year and 2 years, and then you're going to go back. Even if this is not your end goal, and even if after that we can apply for permanent residency. So when you come from a country that is less developed, the degree of scrutiny is higher. But in reality, the law is the same. I mean, we do application for Nigerians and we do application for French people, and all of them are being approved if this is well done and if the strategy is properly set at the beginning. So the key is to demonstrate that you have also huge ties, huge links to your home country.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Because there is another question. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I see another question, and it's about age. Does age of the applicant drive the decisions? It depends on the program, and it's not only about one criteria that they look at. They are going to look at the entire file. So let's say you are 50 years old, but you bring 500,000 in investment. Let's say you are 23 years old, but you have been working since 16, and you have a huge important role in your company, and you have done so much for your company before. So some programs have age restrictions. So they will say, we want candidates from 19 years old to 45 years old. Some of them will not have any, but of course, when an officer look at your file, they're gonna go look at everything at the same time, not only one criteria. I see another question. Is it not sufficient for someone to speak French, only Quebec? No, it's not. Is it not sufficient?
It's only English, right? The English should be there. They are asking also, what is the best city, like in Canada, what is the good city for startup? But I mean, it's all the city. Of course, everybody like their city, right?
So I'm going to finish answering that question because so Canada has two languages. It's French and it's English. So the official languages are French and English, and that's the reason why I decided to choose Canada to immigrate. Because anything you do, you can do it in both languages, including for immigration. So having French is for sure a huge advantage. But your question is it not sufficient for someone to speak French only? So absolutely not. You need to have money, you need to have education to some extent, you need to have management experience, and you have to also have language. So language, you can have English or French, or even better if you have both. So now I'm going to answer your question about which city is best. The city that is best depends on your business. What type of business are you settling? Do you need to be close to water because you import and export? Do you need to be close to an airport because you travel so often? Do you, and what is your preference? I have clients who want to live in a smaller city. They don't like to be in bigger city. I have clients who like to only live in bigger cities because they hate to be in smaller cities. I have clients who have families and friends in some cities, so they want to be in those closer to them. So again, immigration in general, let alone business immigration, it's an entire background that we look at. Personal background, business background, and what makes sense in Canada. There is another question that says from Arash that says, are gaps in my work experience gonna cause me problems? It depends. It depends on what gap are we talking about. So is there a gap because you were doing something completely different? Is there a gap because you were doing your master's degree? Is there a gap because you had medical issue? What were you doing during that gap? And not only that, but also what were you doing before that gap and what were you doing after that gap? So to answer your question, no, it's not, but it also depends on how do you justify that gap. Again, everything has to make sense. If you are applying for business immigration, you need to demonstrate that you have the capacity to make a successful business in Canada. So if that gap has impacted your work, then we need to discuss about that. If not, then it should be fine.
Dear Nava, we have to move to Artyom now. So
Sure.
I wanted to introduce him. So then after because I'm getting a lot of questions to you as well. So we'll come back after end of the section. So you will answer the other questions. Yeah.
No problem.
All right.